What's going on, everyone? So, Jared Vanderbilt and the Los Angeles Lakers were a great match last year. I mean, his impact on the defensive end was massive for the Lakers. Him and Anthony Davis just made for a terrifying duo and the number one defense in the league post the trade. And I imagine that translates very well this upcoming season, right? Like, he has shown the ability to be an elite level defender, to be a guy that can defend 1 through 4, even some 5s in the league, and do it efficiently and effectively. I mean, it was amazing to see him be able to slow down a Ja Morant one night, and then a Brandon Ingram the next night, and then a Luka Doncic the next night, and then, a Jason Tatum the next. Like, that impact that he had defensively was just, it was massive, right? And the one knock on him was just shooting, right? 6'9", 214 pounds, quick, athletic, got good foot speed, good wingspan, good length, knows how to use it. He was a very impactful player for the Lakers. And offensively, he wasn't like atrocious, but he did at times get played off the court on the offensive end, right? He gave you 7 points, 7 rebounds, just under 2 assists, a steal and a half, and under a block, right? This is a guy that he shot decent from the free throw line at 70, almost, we'll call it 79%. We'll be nice. It was 78.4%, but 79%, which is a good indication that he has the potential to be a shooter. He's 23 years old, now 24, so he's still very young, right? There's a lot of room for growth and potential. He did shoot 30% from 3, which is not what you want to see, right? That hurts a little bit, but in his defense, he did go from being a 14% three-point shooter to a 30% three-point shooter. So he had and made significant strides. And so that is huge, right? And he's been working actively all offseason on specifically that corner 3, because that's where he's going to get a lot of his opportunity. Just kind of spot up in the corner, letting D'Lo and Reeves and LeBron and Anthony Davis and, Gabe Vincent and all of these guys basically generate, collapse the defense, and then kick out to the open shooter in the corner or wherever he is. Jared Vanderbilt in that corner, if he can just, I'm not saying he has to be 40%. Can he get to league average? Right? Can he take the jump from 30% to 35%? He went from 14% to 30% in 1 year. Not saying that he's going to make another 16% jump, because now you're talking he'd be the best three-point shooter in the league at 46%. I don't expect that to happen, but I don't think it's unrealistic to think that he could make another 4 or 5% jump, right? To where now he's 35, maybe you get lucky and he's like 36, 37%. If that's the case, then watch out. This guy could end up being terrifying, because now you have a legit two-way 3-and-D, sizable forward that could play multiple positions, guard multiple positions, guard point guards, guard shooting guards, guard small forwards. Whoever your best player is, good luck tonight, because you're going to have Jared Vanderbilt, who's going to be able to lock you down and just make things difficult. And he's not going to have to exert much on the offensive end, because he's just going to be basically relegated to a spot-up shooter. That is brilliant. But the concern is, what happens if he doesn't make that leap shooting-wise, right? He is absolutely elite defensively, no doubt about it. He is very likely our best on-ball individual defender we have. Max Christie, I think, is another one that could be really solid, and we'll see how much he plays. But just individual defender, he is already shown the ability to be an elite-level defensive guy. The offense is just the big thing. And his hands. And he really needs to work on his hands, right? How many times did he have great positioning, cut into the basket, and just fumbled the ball, right? If he can get to the point where that isn't a thing, then I think he would be massive. But again, if he doesn't, and he continues to struggle from that corner 3, I wouldn't be shocked if he finds himself on the outside looking in as far as the rotation goes, because the Lakers really added a lot of guys that can play his position. Darvin Ham's really going to have to find minutes for these guys, right? I mean, think about it. You got Rui Hachimura, who I imagine probably starts, right? Because they're paying him $17 million a year. I don't think they're going to do that to bring him off the bench unless they get like a Christian Wood or something like that. then maybe they bring him off the bench and have Christian Wood start. But more likely than not, he is going to be the starter. So he's going to be probably playing 25 to 30 minutes a game. You need to find minutes for Taurean Prince. You need to find minutes for Cam Reddish, right? You still got LeBron James. They want to play Anthony Davis at the 4 more, right? So that's another big thing too, is that if LeBron is our starting 4 and then Anthony Davis is going to play 15 minutes a game or whatever at the 4, there's not going to be a lot of minutes at the 4 spot. So if Jared Vanderbilt can't give you the shooting that the Lakers need, does he get minutes over a Taurean Prince that is a good he's not elite to the level of Jared Vanderbilt, but he is good enough to defend the best player on the other team, but also can shoot 38% from 3, right? Like, I would rather, and I'm sure the Lakers would look at it the same way. I mean, most teams do, right? Like, I would rather have the guy that's a good defender, but can shoot the lights out or shoot a really good percentage rather than the defender that is super elite, but can't shoot a rock into the ocean. And so you got guys like Taurean Prince, which if Jared Vanderbilt can, you might be asking, well, then regardless, where does Jared Vanderbilt find it? Well, Taurean Prince, you can move at the 2 if you needed to, right? Like if Jared Vanderbilt is undeniable and it's like, all right, like this guy, he's at 35% from 3, our best defender. We got to get him minutes, right? Then you move Taurean Prince to the 2, and then there you go. You kind of solve that problem. But if he's not, then you really want to make that adjustment at the expense of like a Max Christie or something like that? Or would you rather go, well, Max Christie can provide the same level of defense, maybe not as elite as Jared Vanderbilt, but still give you really good defense. And he shot 42% from 3 for the Lakers last season on a small sample size, but if he can shoot 37, 38%, then again, that's something else. The Lakers also have their young guys, right? You got Lewis, who has shown to be a legit 3-and-D style guy with ridiculous athleticism, right? Now, granted, he doesn't have the experience Jared Vanderbilt does, but if Lewis is like 36%, 37% from 3 and can still defend, any player on any given night, and our team defense is good, and everybody's good, and he's using his athleticism and foot speed, and you just need him to plug in for 10 minutes a game or something like that at the 2 or the 3, again, that could become a problem. Shafino has shown the ability to just defend. I think he's more of a 1 or a 2, so I don't think that he would have the impact or the chance of persuading Jared Vanderbilt, but you never know. Like, what if he really shows strides during training camp? Max Christie, again, he's 6'6" now, and he's got good wingspan and good defense. He could play the 2 or the 3 if you needed him to. My point is that Jared Vanderbilt last season was essentially a lock, right? He's going to, because all you really have is Rui, but you can play Rui in the 4, backing up LeBron, and then Jared Vanderbilt can either start at 3, be the backup for the 3, play him at the 4, whatever, right? That gives you the idea. So you don't have to worry about it. But with this current roster and the depth and the talent that they have at Jared Vanderbilt's position, I don't think Jared Vanderbilt is as much of a lock as he was prior. Again, he is without a doubt probably our best defensive player outside of Anthony Davis, right? Anthony Davis, but he's a different beast, right? Talk about like perimeter defender, one-on-one defender, point of attack defender. He is, in my opinion, without a doubt, our best at that. But as a specialist, would you rather have that, or would you rather have a guy that can do, maybe, again, not to the elite level, but can play within the defensive scheme, still provide really good defense, keep you a top-level defensive team, but also give you the offense and shooting? It's the better approach. So I like that Jared Vanderbilt is working actively and working hard on that corner 3 and just his shooting, period. That's huge. That shows that he's not willing to just stand pat. And also the Lakers getting all those guys probably lit a little bit of a fire under him, you'd imagine, right? Because, again, if he's probably looking at it as like, hey, if I don't improve my shooting, I might not get very many minutes. Taurean Prince can play defense and knock down the 3 ball. They got Cam Reddish, who's bigger than I am, right? And, not saying that he can defend or anything like that to that level, but can he shoot better, right? Like, he can't, Jared Vanderbilt just cannot stand pat. He can't look at it as like, my defense is going, I'm going to be able to play solely on my defense, because I just don't think it's going to work with this Lakers team, right? In a specialty role, right? Like, Kyrie's killing us and our offense is doing well. We just can't stop Kyrie. All right, put in Jared Vanderbilt, see if he can slow him down, right? I mean, even in the Denver series, like, we had to stop playing Jared Vanderbilt and we needed him. We needed him to guard Jamal Murray, slow him down, but he wasn't able to really stop Jamal Murray, and his offense became a real liability, and we were struggling, right? And so if that continues, again, I don't need him to be elite. I just need him to be serviceable enough to where he's not getting played off the floor, is my point. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think, like, nah, look, you got to find minutes for Jared Vanderbilt no matter what? Or do you think, like, yeah, no, you're right. Like, if he doesn't really take any significant strides in his three-point shooting, you got other guys that, probably play more minutes and have a bigger role. However you feel, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments.